What's up, YouTube? Here's a regular quick video. Well, today I'm doing the unboxing, first impressions, and update video. Possibly a cheap but good fragrance video. We'll see in the update, I guess. But I got this fragrance suggestion from Al from Street Sense. I believe he put something on Instagram the other day, and I saw him talking about it. I didn't get a chance to see his video. I will after I do a first impressions here, because I didn't want to get too influenced by his assessment of the fragrance, but I did see him talking about this one, and it piqued my interest a little bit. See what I know when he does fragrance reviews, it's usually something worth talking about. So I looked on eBay, and they're only $20. So looked on Fragrantica as well. So a little information. Didn't try to read too much in the reviews about this one because I wanted to kind of go in fresh. But I did like what I read, and it was compared to a couple of other fragrances that are pretty popular out there, and I'll get to those a little later. Yeah, so for 20 bucks, and it's not the best house in the world, but for $20 for 100 ml, and if it smells anything like these other fragrances that it's compared to, I think this might be a little hidden gem. So from the designer house of Paris Hilton, we have Gold Rush Man. All right, so let's check out this presentation. It's pretty simple and plain, kind of cheap looking actually, but it does come with a sleeve here. Has a picture of her on the side holding a guy there. Says Gold Rush in gold with kind of black leather bag looking embossing here. Says man right there. Has kind of some glitter on the side, if you guys can see that. It's kind of glittery top as well. I mean, not the best looking box. Looks kind of cheap actually. I'm surprised that Paris Hilton put this out. I figured she would kind of make a little bit better box, but overall it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It just looks kind of cheap. All right, so here's the bottle for Gold Rush Man. It says Gold Rush Man right here. It says Paris Hilton on the back. Nice long glass. I do actually kind of like this bottle a lot, actually. Kind of reminds me of like a crystal kind of, I don't know, like just a big long crystal, I guess. But so it's kind of gold around here. Has a gold atomizer, kind of a heavy cap. It's all plastic here. Glass down here. It's nice and thick, though. Very sturdy. Not bad. Not bad for a $20 fragrance. So Gold Rush Man is an Oriental Fougere released in 2017. I do not know the nose behind this fragrance. It is an eau de toilette concentration. Let's go with the notes here. The top notes, we have bergamot, mandarin orange, and cardamom. In the mid, we have sage, lavender, geranium. And the base, we round things off with tonka bean, amber, and vanilla. Tonka bean and amber vanilla, probably my favorite notes in this composition because I tend to like fragrances with that base a lot more than other fragrances. So the tonka bean amber vanilla might have like maybe a gourmand base, but we'll see how it goes, and let's take a first impressions. Okay, sprayer. Okay. Definitely getting all the vanilla. Definitely getting the citrus notes. It's like really sweet vanilla tonka right now. So right now it's vanilla sweet with citrus in it, but that's been done before. I can get the sage and the lavender, because I can definitely get the green spicy notes in there. So right now it's actually getting greener and spicier as I let a little time go by here. But yeah, definitely in the opening you get the vanilla, the tonka, maybe the amber. I'm not really getting like that warmth yet. I usually get amber in the base, like further down the line. But yeah, I definitely can see how it's an Oriental, because it is very sweet and it's very thick. Yeah, it's a sharp mandarin, so it's like it's not a bad citrus note though. It's at first it's a little it's very sweet with the vanilla, but now it's getting a little a sharp citrus note. It wasn't as sharp as it was in the opening. It's getting sharper now, which is a good thing because it's actually making it change a little bit. Yeah, I'm not getting my socks blown off. I mean, this is a $20 fragrance for 100 ml, so I'm not expecting something amazing. Sometimes you get amazing, but overall I would say I'm not expecting miracles here. For 20 bucks, right now it's smelling okay. Right now, yeah, a lot of citrus. The vanilla is dying down quite a bit. I figured it would be, as heavy as it was in the top, kind of staying that sweet, but it's not. Yeah, citrus notes are getting a lot stronger. They're getting sharper. It's getting cleaner, almost a little green, citrusy. Guessing that's from the sage. Cardamom isn't really giving it a creaminess that I was expecting it to. A little in the top, but not so much right now. It's only been a few minutes. But yeah, I mean, right now I don't hate this fragrance. It's not bad. I'm pretty sure I can, find out a couple of other fragrances on the market that this reminds me of without having to look at the ones that I mentioned before. Because I think if you go on Fragrantica, there's a few fragrances they mentioned on that page, and they say that it reminds them of another fragrance. But yeah, so right now this fragrance isn't bad. I kind of like it. For 20 bucks, I mean, this could be good for like a high school kid or a college kid. But I'll give you guys an update on this fragrance shortly. I'm going to give it a wearing tonight and maybe a couple more days. See how long it lasts and see what kind of attention I get from it, if I get noticed at all. But until then, talk to you guys soon. All right, well, I'm back with my update for Paris Hilton's Gold Rush Man. All right, so I had the weekend to spend with this fragrance, and I must say I do actually like it. Like it a lot more than my initial first impression. At first, it sort of came off as a little off-putting, maybe a little cheap. And I think maybe I was just overanalyzing because it was the first impression. I'm sort of, smelling every little nuance of it. But after a few wearings, I really did grow to appreciate this fragrance from the first impression. Yes, like I mentioned in the first half of the video, this fragrance does open up with a nice, fresh, spicy bergamot and mandarin orange, a little bit of cardamom to kind of give it a bit of a thickness and sexiness. After about 30 seconds, the sage notes start to come in, kind of give it a bit of an herbalness and a green kind of feel that really does work with those top notes. I don't know how, but the sage just tends to work with these sweet notes sometimes. And after about 20 minutes, you kind of go into the phase of the gourmand notes, which is the tonka bean, the vanilla, and the amber, which gives it a nice warm, spicy feel. And towards the dry down, maybe 45 minutes to an hour in, you really are left with where I believe the fougere comes in, because it does smell like a bit of a barbershop fragrance from the lavender, I believe that comes from. But I am left with a lavender kind of dry down that sort of reminded me a bit of a barbershop fragrance. But the first three phases of this fragrance really were worth it. I don't know if you guys are fans of barbershop fragrances in the dry down, but it's not that bad. It actually is really nice. Wasn't expecting it to come from a fragrance like this, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't a deal breaker for this fragrance, and I really did enjoy it. So Gold Rush Man does remind me of a couple of other fragrances out there you guys might know. Initially, it did remind me of Chanel Le Rome Sport Extreme just because of the fresh tonka being noted in this. This doesn't have aquatic in it, but the Chanel Le Rome Sport Extreme does have some tonka bean in it, and it does have a fresh take on tonka bean, and that really did remind me of this one from the opening and a bit of that dry down. It also reminded me of Mandarina Duck Black Extreme, which is probably the closest to this one. Not going to say it's a clone or a dupe or anything like that. It just is the closest to my nose of anything it reminds me of. But yeah, so the tonka bean is, very prevalent in this one. It's almost gourmandy if it didn't go into that lavender dry down. But if you like those two fragrances, I think you'll definitely like this one. So longevity I got of this fragrance was average to below average. It was 4 to 6 hours for this fragrance. Doesn't quite cover a full work day, but it's not bad. It's a $20 fragrance. Can't go wrong with that. I did spray 6 to 8 sprays, which might sound like a lot to you guys. But it doesn't, distribute a lot of juice when the sprayer is kind of weak on this one. So I had to go with some extra sprays to get some good coverage on my neck and chest. But yeah, so I'm with 6 to 8 sprays with this one. 4 to 6 hours isn't bad for a $20 fragrance. Projection for this fragrance was good, but it wasn't that great. The first hour was really nice. It was pushing out maybe a foot. After that, it gets pretty close to the skin, but it stays noticeable. I did get complimented on this one by a young lady twice, actually. Said it smelled really good. Asked me which one it was that I was wearing today. So that's a good thing. And she said it was great, and she loved for me to wear it more, which is something you want to hear out of a $20 fragrance. Occasions for this fragrance, I'm going to say definitely safe enough for work because it isn't that strong. The first hour, you'll probably be driving to work. It definitely won't offend anybody at work because it does stay pretty close, but you will get noticed wearing this one. Definitely good enough for date night, I think, because it is kind of a close quarters fragrance, and I did get complimented on this fragrance by a lady. I do think this would be nice for date night, maybe just watching a movie at home, going out if you guys want to just be close. I don't think it's strong enough for a club, but I do think date night would be the perfect occasion for this fragrance. Ages for this fragrance, I'm going to say are 18 and up. It is a nice, sweet, crowd-pleasing fragrance, very inoffensive. It's not, niche or anything like that. It's not going to be super weird smelling or anything like that. It's not going to be out there. Definitely be a crowd pleaser, mass appealing. Everyone's going to like this fragrance. And it's only $20 for 100 ml, so I think an 18-year-old can easily afford this fragrance. Pick it up. I'll leave a link in the description below where you guys can find this fragrance, but I definitely think someone 18 and up will definitely appreciate this fragrance. So the seasons for this fragrance, if it was a bit heavier, I would definitely say fall and winter. But since it is lighter and it is fresh spicy / warm spicy, I'm going to give this one a year-round status. I think this would be nice year-round. It won't offend anybody if it was too hot. Actually, I think the heat might actually help the longevity and the projection a bit more with this one. Just because, you know, I think it just kind of helps it cook up a little bit. So yeah, definitely say year-round with this fragrance. So overall, I'm going to say the Gold Rush Man is a cheap but good fragrance, and it is bottle worthy for a few reasons. First, the price, $20 for 100 ml. You can't really beat that. I did get complimented on this fragrance, so you know, compliments are always nice. It's safe at work and safe for date night. So who doesn't like a nice, good fragrance to wear on a date night? It's good for all seasons. It's not strong enough to really just keep in the wintertime. It's actually just nice right down the middle to where you can wear this one year-round. I guess the only slightly negative thing I could find about this one would be the performance. But guys, y'all just spray your shirt a little bit, you know, more, a few extra sprays on your shirt should get you over the hump of the couple of hours that I suggested earlier for this fragrance. Yeah, but it should give you a little bit better projection longevity if you just spray your clothes. So has anyone out there tried Gold Rush Man from the house of Paris Hilton? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know your experience with this fragrance down in the comments below. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for watching another video on my channel. If you liked this video and want to see more videos like it, please give me a thumbs up. Please consider signing up for notifications by hitting that notification bell. That way when I upload new videos, you'll be the first to find out. Please follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. Please like, comment, subscribe. And until the next video, you guys take care. Thanks.